broadcast on Matt Houston.
Our choppers, I'm gonna get some help, all right? Just save yourself. It's an order, Matt.
Hey! My cousin! He's been hit! Come on, you gotta help me!
My God, he's alive.
I think she's talking about Dim Tao province, which is right here, just across the Vietnamese border in Cambodia.
There are still over 2,000 American soldiers missing in Southeast Asia.
There's nothing that we can do.
But there's something I can do. Find him.
I heard there's a couple of crazy Americans looking for some maps in a helicopter.
Look, we're trying to get to Dim Tao province.
You are crazy. Did you ever hear of a dude named Dao Chi Min? Welcome to the third world, darling. Out in the jungle, there's local rule. Warlords whose ancestors have owned the territories for centuries. Warlords like Dao Chi.
And he owns Dim Tao province.
Has his own private army in there. Lives like a prince and controls all the opium that comes out of the region.
Hey, and there's the warlord himself.
We'll get Will out of here, Houston.
If he's still alive.
Come on, Papa.
Hey, say cheese. He does not look as though he's worth millions of American dollars.
Looks can be deceiving.
Yes, you, for example, don't look like the kind of man who would sell out a friend to save his own skin.
Houston's not my friend. He's just somebody that hired me to do a job.
Job you have not yet finished.
I got a better offer.
Indeed. If this man draws the prize as you promise, I will give you your life and the $1 million as we have agreed.
What about Houston's cousin?
William, he is still mine. He will always be mine. I need his knowledge to keep my equipment running. I've moved him to prevent from further incidents. Naturally, should your scheme fail, I will have you killed.
boy at CJ. They've caught Matt.
How do you know?
They sent a photograph. They're holding him. And they say that they want $10 million in the next 48 hours. Or they're going to execute him.
Cũng chưa, tới giờ ăn cơm rồi. Bữa nay không có bánh mì, ăn cơm. Đây, ăn đi.
Where is he? Where's my cousin? Will Houston, where is he?
Không biết gì hết, tôi thề không biết gì hết.
You're not gonna tell me? I'll just find him myself.
Can't let you do it.
Well done, Mr. McKay. Protecting your investment.
You double-crossed me.
In case you've forgotten, you're my prisoner here. You will obey orders.
Where's my cousin? Where is he?
No matter how much money you're worth, enough is enough.
Looks like the Texas Terriers are in real trouble this time, huh, cuz? Didn't know where they'd taken you. My second home. Every now and then, when I've been a bad boy, they drop me in here. On those rare occasions when I get a little guts or try to escape. Looks like Dow Chi's been playing railroad with you. Except he usually lays a track down both sides.
I fixed him. First one knocked me out.
I used to pray he'd miss and kill me.
You know, I thought you died in that explosion 12 years ago.
They found me 200 feet away. I don't know how I lived. I don't know why I didn't die later of the infections, or the fevers, or the malnutrition, or the dope. They put me in a government prison for a while with a lot of other Americans. And then they told us the war was over. I couldn't believe that my country would pull out while I was still a POW.
None of us could.
So, then I was sold to this warlord, Dow Chi. He needed someone to fix his toys and his favorites are his helicopter and his TV dish. And both of them are always breaking down, so they told him that I could keep them running good, like a nice little slave, if he kept me in opium. I've been a junkie off and on for years. Some guys were killed after Saigon fell. Some killed themselves. Will Houston just checked out. Just floated away.
You did what you had to survive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Once, I got away clean. I was gone for 3 days. And I came back. God help me. I came back.
$10 million.
Yeah, if we could just get it to Bangkok on time.
I think we'd better have a chat, Miss Parsons.
Is tomorrow soon enough?
We warned Mr. Houston that if he went over there, he'd be on his own.
All right, police department. Miss Parsons is in my custody.
Save it.
You're out of your jurisdiction.
And you're out of your league.
You can't do this.
I have to. Don't you think I understand how you feel? Why you're doing what you're doing? Now, you try to understand why I have to do what I'm doing.
You detain me, I'll file enough civil suits to double the national debt. You're violating my constitutional rights, Decker.
Yes, probably. Your government will apologize profusely, of course. Then the federal courts will throw it out, and in the meantime, I will have done what I had to do, which is to prevent you from paying ransom to a hostile foreign agent.
If we don't get them the money, they're going to kill Houston.
I'm sorry. He knew the risks when he went over there.
My folks still alive?
Your dad is. He helped me get here.
I kind of thought my mom was gone. I had a dream not so long ago. What about your dad? What about Uncle Bill?
I lost him a year ago.
Did you ever marry that girl, C.J. Parsons?
No. We're just good friends.
Well, probably better that way. All this time remembering. In case I ever got out of here. In case anybody ever came for me. Wondering what was going on in the world and knowing I might never find out. All these years.
I'm gonna get you out of here.
Who won the 72 World Series?
Oakland.
Damn. I had $20 on the Reds.
Up McGee, the right fielder. McGee is 2 for 3 today, batting .297 this season.
Looks like you're enjoying yourself.
That's Hammond warming up.
Hey, I'm entitled.
Playing today.
After all, I've done my part. Hey, I've been thinking. Maybe you could send my money to me in Bangkok. Besides, you don't need me anymore around here.
Your friends think you are a traitor.
Yeah, well, c'est la vie. Like I said, I think I'm gonna be making my exit.
How do you plan on leaving?
In my chopper?
Your helicopter is already in Bangkok. I'm sure I'll get a good price for it.
Well, I'll start out on foot. I'm sure I can bum a ride with somebody down the road.
Not if I throw you in the pit with your friends,
They'll kill me.
thus saving me the effort.
Hey, look, you and I had a deal.
Sue me. Đem tới đi.
Make yourself at home.
I only did it to try to buy us some time.
Great, so now he gets the $10 million. Then he kills us. Why do I get the feeling that you could just walk away from here without looking back? You don't care about anybody but yourself.
Maybe that's why I've survived this long, man. I don't know anything to anybody. Nobody offered to help me when I was pinned down by a mortar fire in the Mekong Delta.
That was a long time ago. It's long gone.
Not for me, it isn't. 4 Purple Hearts and a Silver Star. My unit was strapped in a trench by VC. They were cutting us to shreds. I blew away 10 enemy soldiers and held the ground. I was the only one that survived. American hero. Yeah. I gave my soul for my country's war. And when it was all over, everybody just turned their backs and pretended it never happened.
grilled fish.
I just saw Mr. Decker in the hallway. He wants me to take Miss Parsons downstairs.
One of us should go with you.
No, he wants you guys to stay here. You can call and check it out. Of course, Decker may not be too happy being pulled out of the meeting to play Simon Says. Miss Parsons?
That was too easy.
You take it when you can get it.
Hold it right there.
I admire your persistence, Miss Parsons. Realize this is liable to get you a supervisory job in traffic division?
It was worth the risk.
Perhaps.
Decker, please. If we can get this money to Bangkok, we might be able to save a life. What is so wrong with that?
Nothing. In fact, it's very noble. Unfortunately, nobility doesn't fall within the province of my office.
Now, come late. A game. A diversion. Yankee against Yankee. A fight to the death.
Oh, you can forget it.
The object of this game is freedom. Should you defeat Mr. McKay, both you and your cousin are to be set free.
Is that before or after you collect the $10 million?
Should McKay win, he is to be set free. Your cousin will grow old and die as my slave. Pick up your pole, Mr. Houston.
What if I don't?
Ling ding! Kill him. Very brave. Now pray that your people in America send the $10 million. Soon you'll be begging me to let you die.
Roy, it'll take another day to get together more cash. And then a 12-hour flight before it gets to you.
We'll be waiting for it, CJ. Stay in touch.
All right.
Are you all right?
No.
Roy, your nephew made it through the war in one piece. That's no mean trick. He could be good enough to beat the odds a second time.
I don't believe in odds. Or luck. I've still got some contacts in this area. Maybe there's still a few strings I can pull.
Chị mau俾錢啊！我響電話好衰啊，真係啊，冇乜嘢啊。
Things don't look too good, man. Our friend the warlord just found out that the ransom money didn't arrive.
This guy, a friend of yours from your days with the company?
Something like that.
Wait, that's Karpov. He's a Russian.
If both sides didn't get together and exchange notes now and again, this world would have been blown to cinders a long time ago. Mr. Stevens, have a drink.
Roy, it has been too long.
You're looking good, Alexei.
I feel rotten. This climate does not agree with me. I should be back in Moscow.
Well, at least they're still letting you work. They retired me.
There is work and there is work. All I do now mostly is count bags of rice and meet with idiots.
I need your help.
So you said on the phone. Your call, by the way, answered a lot of questions.
What kind of questions?
Why you are here, for instance. You don't think the presence of Roy Houston in Bangkok did not raise a lot of eyebrows in the Kremlin?
I have to get my boy and my nephew out of that camp, Alexei.
Our friends in this area have no love for the warlord in question. He is, in fact, a boil we'd all like to lance.
And you can help me?
I have done what you asked. I have already found men you can trust. 2 helicopters and weapons. They'll be ready tomorrow morning. I will meet you at your hotel room at 8 o'clock. And if word of my soft heart should get out.
My lips are sealed. Keep practicing.
I'm telling you, this warlord don't take disappointment too good. And since he didn't get the $10 million, it's only a matter of time before he sends a firing squad after us.
Mấy thằng Mỹ lại trốn ra ngoài, tôi cho chúng nó đuổi theo cả. Thinking now, guys.
We're gonna go out the same way we came in.
You're planning on taking the warlord's chopper?
Now, going back into that camp is the last place they'd expect us to go.
Yeah, well, first we better give them a little diversion, huh?
Come on.
Áo của nó đây nè. Chắc nó trốn ở đâu đây đó.
They're hooked. Let's just hope they know we're headed this way.
Chắc nó trốn ở đâu đây đó. Kìa, nó kìa.
They know. Guess we're gonna play us a little hide and seek.
Well, we'll play seek and destroy.
Somewhere, William?
Get my cousin out of there if you dump all these weapons.
He's probably already dead.
You don't know that.
That's right. But there's one thing I do know. We've barely got enough gas left in that thing to get us back to Thailand. There's one thing we don't need is excess baggage or suicide missions.
If you think I'm gonna fly us back without Matt, you're crazy. I thought you were a hero, McKay.
You want to know what kind of a hero I am? I told you about that platoon of VC I wiped out. But what I didn't tell you was my sergeant that was in that trench with me. Both of us scared stiff. He wanted to surrender, so he threw his gun out and climbed out of the trench with his hands on his head. I couldn't take it. So I waited another 5 seconds. Came out firing. I killed every single one of them. Even my sergeant. That's what they gave me those medals for.
They wouldn't have let you surrender. They would have killed you.
Sometimes I think that would have been better.
Karpoff was supposed to be here at 8. It's 5 till.
He's never late.
Well, I'll get this out to the truck.
Alexei, you're right on time.
Can't get over how much everything's changed in 12 years. I feel like I'm in a foreign country or another planet.
Well, when you see the homemade ice cream that I got waiting for you for dessert, it won't seem so foreign to you. You must have had it 1,000 times while you were growing up.
Probably. Yeah, I can't remember you being the one who made it, though.
Well, as you say, times have changed.
Well, I'm happy to see one thing hasn't changed anyway.
What's that?
The skirts are still short.
That's my boy.
You call your folks?
I tried earlier. I dialed a number and my dad answered. I didn't have the nerve. I hung up.
It's always a little better in person. It's first-class ticket. Washington, D.C. You can make a connection. Charleston, you'll be home by tomorrow night.
I can't go. I signed on with some mercenaries heading for Northern Africa. I'll be taking the red-eye out tonight. What am I going to do in this country, Matt? Coat and tie? Desk job?
Some people can live like that.
Yeah, I know. But not me. I'm going back where I belong. I like it.
I'll call you folks.
Hey.
Bet you miss them?
I thought you'd never come.
But I'm right on time.
I know. Where are we going?
I've got a very special dinner planned.
Someplace I've never been, I hope.
You're absolutely right. Home, Kirby.
I hope you don't have to do the dishes yourself.
No, I gave the staff the night off. They'll be back tomorrow.
Fletcher, I've had a wonderful time.
It doesn't have to end, you know.
This working girl has got a 7 o'clock call.
I was thinking of a midnight swim.
But the photographers, they'll get mad.
A little more champagne, a little more caviar.
I guess his little swim won't hurt. Aren't you coming in?
In a minute.
Energy, energy. All right. Wake up. That's it. Light it up. This is fashion. That's it. That's it. Did you get any sleep last night?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Come on, smile. That's it. All right. All right. Wake up. That's it. Light it up. That's it. Yeah.
You didn't tell me you knew Kathleen Collins.
Well, I didn't think it was important.
She was one of the top model agencies in the country. She represents scores of gorgeous women.
So?
All right.
You might arrange an introduction or two.
Introduction? Come on, Uncle Roy. All these women are in their early 20s.
I noticed.
Yes, things are going well. But tomorrow, please send me 2 brunettes. Yeah, you've had it.
Kathleen?
With blondes. I'll talk to you later. Houston, thanks for coming.
Boy. This is my uncle, Roy Houston.
Heard a lot about you.
And I've heard a lot about Matt Houston. A private detective, right?
Right.
Matt, Roy, this is Fletcher Haywood. We're shooting his spring sportswear catalog. Fletcher, if you'll excuse us.
Sure.
This is Deborah. Deborah Quincy. Matt, I'm worried.
You told us that she was a couple hours late for a photo session.
Deborah Quincy's never been late for anything in her life. She's the most reliable girl in the agency.
Even reliable people have car problems.
Car's in the shop. When I stopped by to pick her up this morning, Deborah's roommate told me she never came home from her date last night. The police won't even start looking for her for 24 hours.
You know, she is a grown woman.
1 month ago, another one of my most reliable girls didn't show up for a session. The police found her 2 days later, murdered.
You think they might be related?
I don't know what to think, but I do know I'm scared.
Look, we'll need Deborah's address, name of her roommate, and also the name of the dead model.
Right away.
File on the model found dead a month ago. Case still open. Name Ann Johnson, age 22.
Strangled, body found dumped in an alley.
Never found a killer.
Any other recent homicides with the same MO?
No.
I've seen this kind of thing before. It usually follows a pattern.
Aren't you jumping to conclusions?
Let's hope so. I'll do some digging and see if I can find a link between the two models.
I'll have a chat with Deborah Quincy's roommate.
Really stinks, you know? I mean, modeling is such a cutthroat business. Most models will do anything to get a job.
I've heard that.
Some girls go to a plastic surgeon and get overalled from top to bottom, if you know what I mean. Me, I never believed in that. I'm into natural things.
Look, about Deborah.
Well, Deborah was so excited. She was talking about this new guy she met. Like he was John Travolta, Michael Jackson, and Boy George all rolled up into one.
This guy have a name?
Well, of course he's got a name. Everybody's got a name. But she wouldn't tell me. Big secret, she said.
Did she say where he was going to take her?
No, not exactly. Maybe one of those shishi Beverly Hills nightclubs. I mean, the guy's gotta be rich. He came and picked her up in a limo.
Did you notice the color of the limo?
Silver. Or white.
Did you get a look at the driver?
No, sorry. The limo pulled up, Deborah ran outside and jumped in. It was cute. One of those big old fancy cars. But the steering wheel was on the wrong side. Left. Or right.
Amy, thank you very much for all your help. Look, if you happen to hear from her, I would appreciate it if you'd give me a call, huh? By the way, I like your nose just the way it is.
You do? How about my chin?
These are the last advertisements Deborah Quincy made. She did a lot of commercials and magazine ads. Ann Johnson, the model found strangled a month ago, also did a lot of commercials and print ads.
And let me guess, not the only thing the two have in common.
Yes, that will be fine.
From hairdressers to clothing stores, they work for a lot of the same photographers and were hired by a lot of the same companies.
So this time it's a case of too many common denominators.
Houston, I have a call into the DMV to see if they can track down the name of limo companies that are licensed to use foreign or antique cars.
It's worth a shot.
Houston, Lieutenant Hoyt, line 3.
Hello, Hoyt. What do you got?
Well, we found Deborah Quincy. I'm afraid she's posing for her last photo session, though. Same MO as the model found a month ago. She's found strangled to death.
Body left in an alley.
Coroner figures she was killed somewhere between midnight and 2 a.m. Not a single clue.
Houston.
I've located a small limo company that uses right-hand drive Rolls Royces. Wessex Limos Limited. The owner's name, Kirby Andrews.
Death toll is now 3. Better call Hoyt.
Yeah, in a minute. Here's Day's appointment page torn out.
There's no way of finding the name of last night's client.
That's what the killer's hoping.
Credit card receipts.
Check for last night.
What are you doing this morning? Nope. Last day the day before yesterday. Must have taken it with him. Very thorough.
Let me see those. Well, let's see how thorough, What are you looking for? Carbons. Those are credit card slips, but there are no carbons.
And the killer's name would be on the carbon.
Here's one dated yesterday.
You make it out?
Haywood. Fletcher Haywood.
Bye, girl. Bye, Jill. This is the address of my beach house and my phone number.
So it's a date. Day after tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Now remember, it's our little secret.
Mum's the word.
Mr. Haywood?
Hell, you just bought her. Hey, watch those brakes!
Really done it this time, P.I. Why don't you ever take on a nice, simple divorce case?
Boy, Fletcher Haywood is a murderer.
He's also a very wealthy businessman with an even wealthier mama. She gives lots of money to local politicians, calls the governor sweet thing, and to marry anything she pleases. The lady's got a nickname. You know what it is?
Yeah, the Iron Maiden.
And she didn't get it for pressing clothes for a living. The lady gives a new meaning to the word ruthless. Seems like her father was some kind of gangland kingpin back in the 30s.
It's ancient history. Haywood is our man, and we found his charge slip in the dead chauffeur's office. He knew Deborah Quincy, and he also ran away when I tried to talk to him.
I know. I've issued an APB. I just hope you're right. I got a lot of explaining to do.
I understand you gentlemen would like to talk to my son.
And in our people section tonight, State Senator Rawlings held a reception this evening for Mary Haywood and her son, Fletcher. Mary Haywood, an old friend of the senator's, has pledged to support him in his drive for re-election.
This tape is from a Sacramento television station. It was broadcast last night, the same night as the reception.
The night of the murder.
My son was with me all day yesterday. We flew back to L.A. at 7 this morning.
So it was physically impossible for me to have murdered that girl.
Why'd you run away when I tried to talk to you this afternoon?
Well, I didn't recognize you at that distance.
How do you explain your name being on the Wessex limo credit receipt, huh?
We've been customers of Wessex Limo for many years. Kirby took us to the airport yesterday morning for our flight to Sacramento.
Excuse me, Lieutenant. The story checks out. State Senator Rawlings says he was with them until after 1 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you, Officer DiMaggio. Cashier at the hotel in Sacramento remembers Fletcher Haywood checking out this morning. Airline confirms their flight. Flight attendant confirms both Haywoods were on the plane. Mr. Haywood, Mrs. Haywood, please accept my sincerest apologies.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Fletcher Haywood is guilty. Can explain that? I can't. Or the eyewitness testimony, the state senator, the cashier, airline flight attendant? I can't. Well, I can't. You were wrong, Houston. It happens. Even to you.
I've sent for Dr. Jacobs in Geneva. I shall leave it up to him to decide whether you can stay here with us or if you must go back.
It was an accident, Mother. I tried not to lose control. Sometimes I can't help myself.
I know that now. The doctor said you were cured. I thought I could control you here.
I won't go back, Mother. They're only tramps. Even you have to admit they're trash. Posing for these pictures wearing practically nothing. Flaunting their bodies for everyone to see. They deserve to die.
That will be enough.
More than enough. You promised us after the 3 in San Francisco that you'd cease and desist. I've really tried. Mother's been worried sick about you, Jason. We've been trying to find you for 3 days.
It's turned out okay. Nobody knows.
Only because, by the grace of God, Mother and I were in Sacramento last night to give you another alibi. Or should I say, give myself an alibi? Because since Jason's birth was never recorded, if someone slips up and gets caught, it's my neck that's on the line. It's my name that'll be ruined.
Such a pretty name it is, too.
I said that will be enough, Jason. Stevens. Show Jason to his room. We're going to have to keep you under lock and key until Dr. Jacobs arrives. Try to understand, Jason.
Yes, Mother.
We've got to turn him over to the police before this goes any further.
You know I can't have Jason or this family's name dragged through the courts and the press.
It's my name that's on the line, Mother.
He's my son. And he's your brother, and I want him here with me. Maybe it's wrong, but he's been away from this family long enough. Fletcher, we owe him something. It isn't his fault. He was born sick and then denied by his own father when the doctor said he would never be normal. Your father forced me to pretend he'd never been born and then sent him away to that horrible clinic.
At least he was under control there, Mother. At least he couldn't hurt anybody.
Once Dr. Jacobs arrives, everything will be fine. If he says Jason has to go back, he will.
What about Houston?
Well, he has quite a reputation. He's a man who doesn't give up without a fight. Fortunately, he has nothing to fight with. I'll have Stevens keep an eye on him just in case. Good night.
Mary Haywood came from a lot of money, but not the old established kind.
They make them an offer they can't refuse kind. Her father was a mobster.
Name? Frank Finney.
His only child, Mary, married out of the family to a clothing manufacturer. From all reports, it was a good marriage, producing one child, Fletcher.
When her husband died, she took over the family business. With a vengeance.
The word is she's not above using some of her father's contacts to get her way.
Now, this is where it gets interesting. The Haywood corporate headquarters were in San Francisco until 3 years ago when they moved everything to Los Angeles.
Something else happened in San Francisco 3 years ago, the cover girl murders.
I remember that. There were 3 models killed over a 6-week period of time, then it suddenly stopped. The killer was never found.
1 week later, Mary and Fletcher Haywood moved to L.A.
Need a plane ticket for first thing in the morning.
6:30 early enough?
Also need the name of the cop who was in charge of the cover girl investigation.
I'm already taking care of it, boy. His name is Tony Gwynn. He was forced to retire after it came up empty on the murders. There's some background material.
Plenty of room to fish down the beach.
My name's Matt Houston. I'm a private investigator from L.A.
Plenty of room to fish in L.A.
I need to talk to you about the cover girl murders.
Need? 6 weeks of hell. Every model in town was petrified. Press had a field day. Of course, it doesn't take much to get that bunch riled.
You never found a killer?
Nope. They never let me forget it. Took another war in the Mideast to get the murders off the front page.
This was in the front page of this morning's L.A. newspaper. Strangled, dumped in an alleyway. Does that sound familiar?
Sounds like the cover girl murders moved south. I don't know how I can help.
Tell me something. Does the name Fletcher Haywood mean anything to you?
It means a lot to me. I'm sure he was the killer. Had myself 2 eyewitnesses, and he knew the victims.
He had a perfect alibi.
That's right, ironclad. There was no way he could have killed those girls. Except I was convinced that he did.
Well, I believe that he killed this model in L.A. But once again, he's got the perfect alibi.
History is repeating itself.
And not if I have anything to say about it. Will you help me?
Hello.
Houston's in San Francisco. He's found Tony Gwynn.
Have Mr. Houston killed.
Afternoon, Mrs. Haywood.
I don't recall inviting you to my home, Mr. Houston.
I thought we should talk.
If you came to apologize about the false accusations against my son...
Why don't you just drop the act, huh?
Act? I don't understand.
Well, I think you do. I can also understand the love a mother has for her son, why you're doing everything you can to protect him. But he's a murderer.
My son was in Sacramento the night that poor girl...
I talked to Tony Gwynn. He was the police officer in charge of the cover girl murders in San Francisco. Now, he told me that your son was identified by 2 different people that placed him with the victims on the nights of their murders.
Your slander means nothing, Mr. Houston. The records show those witnesses were mistaken. My son had an alibi in both cases.
Like he did the night Deborah Quincy was strangled.
Coincidence. Say goodbye, Mr. Houston.
I don't know how you arranged the alibis, Mrs. Haywood. But your son's a very sick man. How many women has he killed? How many more women will he kill before you realize he needs help? Please turn him in. Turn him in before more innocent people die.
I think you better leave.
Show our uninvited guest to his car.
I'll leave when I'm ready. Now I'm ready. I'll show myself out. Maybe this will help.
What is it?
It's a copy of a San Francisco police file on Fletcher Haywood, sent to me by Tony Gwynn. It says there that Haywood was booked, but then released because he could prove that he was nowhere near the murders.
So all we have to do is figure out how Haywood can be in 2 places at the same time.
Roy, you told me that during the war in Berlin, you used doubles and lookalikes to confuse the enemy.
Worked very well. As a matter of fact, our best ploy involved identical twins.
According to this, Haywood has a tendency toward violent personality shifts.
Schizophrenic behavior? That's not an uncommon symptom among mass murderers.
Still doesn't explain how he can be in 2 places at one time.
More twins.
Or lookalike?
I know it's crazy, but it's the only answer we've got.
Where do we start?
With the mob. Now, Mary Haywood has still got connections. Fletcher is not a twin. She must be using a lookalike to protect her son. And maybe somebody in the organization has got some information.
Well, there are a couple of old cronies I could call.
In the mob?
The company I was with had some strange affiliations.
Your lunch, sir.
Thank you, Stevens. Sunshine. Still got a date?
You bet. I've got T-bones and a smooth burger.
Oh, careful, girl. You may spoil me.
I'm gonna try, Fletcher.
I'll see you late this afternoon. About 4.
I'll be here.
Mother, you don't understand. The point is, Houston is getting too close. He's on to us. We've got to turn Jason over to the authorities.
We'll wait for Dr. Jacobs.
While I sit and wait to hang for Jason's murders, I don't think so.
I will handle it.
But it's already gone too far.
The subject is closed.
Matt Houston, please. Fletcher Haywood.
Houston.
Houston.
We've got to talk. There's one of my company warehouses at 6th and Ocean. 1 hour. Houston. Hello, brother dear. I really am disappointed in you, Fletcher. I thought Mother had instilled the importance of family loyalty in you. You're sick, Jason. You need help. Maybe. But I'm having so much fun. What are you going to do? Me? I'm not going to do anything. But you, dear brother, are going to kill yourself.
Well, it's all here. Haywood confessed to killing those models. Said it was only a matter of time until you proved that he was a killer, so he killed himself.
I don't get it. The man calls me on the phone, says he wants to see me, and then he commits suicide. It doesn't make sense.
Neither did killing all those women.
Now, what about his ironclad alibis?
Houston, you have been trying to convince me for 3 days that Haywood was the killer. Well, now I'm convinced.
Well, it still doesn't make sense.
All I know is I have a body and a suicide note. As far as I'm concerned, the cover girl killer is dead.
Come on. Whoop.
Are you getting hungry?
Not for food. Why don't we eat a little later? Then I've got a surprise for you.
A surprise?
Huh?
What is it? Tell me.
I'll tell you after we eat.
It doesn't add up. Man doesn't arrange a meeting and then kill himself. I mean, why'd he call me? Why'd he arrange the meeting in the first place?
We need less questions, more answers.
Houston's the name, answers the game. Matlock, CJ, say hello to Jimmy the Beard.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
My pleasure.
Coffee?
No, thanks.
Jimmy works for a rather large organization which shall remain anonymous. He was also a friend of Mary Haywood's father. Matter of fact, he worked for him before he was died.
Yeah, sweet guy. But he'd rip your lips off if you betrayed him.
Tell me something, Jimmy. Why are you helping us?
Let's say I'm returning a favor.
Misadventure during the fall of Havana. Jimmy has an interesting story to tell about Mary and Fletcher Haywood.
I know them both from the old San Francisco days. About a month ago, I went to a party at the Haywood house down here. Fletcher was there. A little rowdy, drunk. Well, we got into an argument. One thing led to another.
Fletcher tried to redesign Jimmy's nose with a chair.
Yeah, I guess I worked him over pretty good. Black eye, cut lip, all that. I felt badly about it, him being drunk and all.
Next day, Jimmy dropped by Haywood Place to apologize.
Yeah, I couldn't believe my eyes when Fletcher answered the door. I mean, there wasn't a mark on his face, and it was like two different guys. Now, how in the world would you explain that?
Identical twins?
That's how Fletcher Haywood could be two places at the same time.
All we have to do now is prove it. Now, did you get your hands on that coroner's report?
I don't know what you hope to find.
This file was sent to us by a retired San Francisco cop.
Fletcher Haywood was arrested and booked for the cover girl murders. Then he was released because he had ironclad alibis.
But not before he'd been photographed and fingerprinted.
I knew it. Take a look at these, Hoyt. Take a look at Haywood's fingerprints there on the coroner's report. Now take a look at San Francisco.
They're different.
The Fletcher Haywood arrested in San Francisco is not the same Fletcher Haywood lying in the morgue.
Which means we still have a killer running loose.
This is an outrage. Men searching every room of my house. I'm not a criminal.
We do have a search warrant, Mrs. Hayward.
The governor will hear about this. You can be sure of that. There will be disciplinary action. You can be sure.
Better look at this.
Excuse me, Mrs. Hayward.
Deborah Quincy, Ann Johnson. Pictures of models he's murdered.
Remember this one?
Yes, I do. She was talking to Fletcher, or his twin, when we first tracked him down to Marina photo session.
His next victim?
Not if I can help it.
Yes, I have it right here. Julie's address is 85 Beach Drive, phone 555-3027.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Those look good.
Hope you're hungry.
Hello?
Hey, Julie, my name's Matt.
You promised me there'd be no interruptions, remember?
And I'm a girl who always keeps her promises.
You're going to the beach house.
I'll radio in and be right behind you.
Oh, I'm so full. So, whatever happened to that surprise you promised me?
Patience. I haven't forgotten. I'll get to it in a minute.
How do I look?
Great.
You're not upset, are you, that I had Kathleen arrange this date for me with one of the models from her agency?
No.
Not a little bit, jealous?
Jealous? Now, come on, Uncle. I'm not jealous.
I got a lot of work to do here tonight, and go on, have a good time.
Okay, I will.
Where are you going?
Dancing.
You going dancing?
Yeah. You don't think I'm too old to have a little fun?
Well, no, it's not that. It's just that, these models, they have a tendency to party pretty heavy. And, there's nothing wrong, Uncle Roy, with a quiet dinner, a little soft jazz.
Well, the girls have had their hearts set on dancing. Bonsoir, mademoiselle.
Hello, Roy.
Enchanté. Well, shall we?
Uncle Roy.
Oh, Matlock, I want you to meet Beverly Roberts
Hello, Matlock.
and her daughter Monica. Well, it's a shame that you've got your heart set on working tonight, but...
Yeah, Uncle Roy, it's work. I could probably, put it off.
No. I wouldn't think of being the party to keep you from business. So, don't wait up for us. Oh, come on, boy. We can't wait all night.
Good shot.
I think you've chased him into the ravine. Shall we go after him?
No. We'll head to the upper ridge. He'll come to us, like they always do.
Right, sir. Right there in the brush.
Good eye, Ian. I hope Mr. Adams is smarter than that. He's not only fast, he's lucky. Hey, you are really very good. Better than most. Too bad it has to end.
You'll never get away with this. It's murder.
He's right, you know. I assume you still want me to frame his wife for this.
Everyone knows that they've been quarreling lately.
Please.
Domestic problems are the chief cause for homicide in the United States.
Yeah, it's just shocking, ain't it?
Shocking and tragic.
Please, no!
Nice backhand.
Well, I'm just getting warmed up.
For what?
Well, I thought maybe we'd work a little.
I see you've got a court reserved for us.
Hi, big guy. I heard you come in, and I didn't want to disturb you, so...
What the hell are you doing here?
Maybe I should wait upstairs.
Would you wait just a second? Murray, if this is about the friend you want me to help...
Houston, would I be standing fully clothed in your shower if I didn't think this was important? Just talk to her, please, as a favor to me. Her husband, Bill, disappeared a couple of days ago, and she's convinced something terrible has happened to him.
Tomorrow morning. Right now I'm busy. Leslie? Chris, where'd she go?
She's gone.
Well, I guess now you won't have to wait until tomorrow morning to meet your new client, huh? Her name is Dee Dee Adams. She was one of the top college tennis players in the country.
Far cry from center court.
Knee problems forced her to quit. Now she's a business manager for pro athletes. Husband's her big billing, William Adams.
He's also a tennis player. I recognize the name.
They met in college. Dee Dee's been managing his career ever since. Got him into the pro circuit, paid his bills for the tour, pushed him into the right circles. He won a couple of important tournaments recently. It looked like things were just starting to break for them. A couple of days ago, he disappeared.
Murray, if this turns out to be one of those cases of who's been sleeping with who...
Oh, no. No way. This one's got foul play written all over it. Trust me.
I understand the deal. I'm not just Bill's wife, I'm also his agent.
I know we agreed Bill would be in the tournament, but have you ever tried playing on a pulled hamstring?
Well, you should try it sometime.
I have got to quit making these excuses for him.
Any word from Bill?
Nothing. Just like a little boy. If you don't keep your eye on him, he gets into all kinds of trouble. Somebody who plays tennis as well as he does, you'd think that he'd have his act together enough. Murray, where is he?
Everything is going to be all right. Dee Dee, I brought my friend.
I'm sorry. The detective. Houston, right?
Right. Nice to meet you. Okay, have you spoken to the police about this?
Oh, yes. I've filled out all the forms. Name, age, description, last seen at. But do you know how many missing persons they're looking for at any given time? Desk sergeant handed me a file 3 inches thick.
Dee Dee, I'm going to have to ask you a question. Are you sure that your husband didn't leave by choice?
Absolutely not. The police asked me that same question. What is this? Everyone thinks he ran out on me. Now, Bill is not like that. I admit, things have been rough for a while. My business is not booming. But things were really finally starting to go our way. Bill just won the McCormick Invitational 2 weekends ago. I was really starting to get some interest in him. Will you help me?
Well, I can't promise anything.
I know.
All right. We're going to need to keep this photograph.
Yeah, I'll do some checking around tomorrow.
And Houston is going to need a list of anyone
Murray.
Huh? Oh, gotcha.
You're going to need to start somewhere. I would suggest Bill's club, the Cliffwood Country Club. He works out there almost every day, or at least he used to.
We don't know for sure that anything's happened to him.
This is going to sound corny, but whatever business difficulties Bill and I may be having, we have never, ever let that interfere with the fact that we love each other very much, and he would not leave without saying anything to me.
If anyone can find him, it's Houston.
We haven't talked about how much this will cost. I'm not exactly flush right now.
Well, let's just find him first, huh? Don't worry about him. You gonna be all right?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you. Murray, thank you. Hey, that man! That's my car!
You all right?
Yeah, I think so.
Some people ought to have their licenses taken away.
Edie, what's the matter?
We've been up all night, Mrs. Adams. You sure you want to take this lie detector's test?
I do.
Okay. I want you to lie to this next question just to set a pattern. Is your name Dee Dee Adams?
No.
Did you lie to that question?
Yes.
Did you kill your husband?
No.
Oi! I don't have to talk to anyone except Dee Dee Adams' lawyer.
You're looking at her. How did she do, Lloyd?
You know as well as I do that lie detectors are inadmissible in a court of law.
How did she do?
She passed.
And you're still holding her?
Of course we're holding her. We caught her red-handed with the body. No, you caught her red-handed.
I saw a guy standing at the trunk of her car, Hoyt.
Did you see him put something in? No. He was stealing something, got caught in the act, and started to run.
He tried to kill me.
Since when does a two-bit crook have a conscience? He probably saw the body and he just wanted to get the hell out of there.
Okay, why would Dee Dee Adams want to murder her husband?
Murder for money. Rumor has it that Bill Adams was set to sign a fat contract, commercial sponsor. Now, the Adams have a premarital agreement cutting Dee Dee off from anything that Bill earns in the event of a divorce.
That's no motive for murder.
They also have a $1 million life insurance policy on Bill, naming Dee Dee as sole beneficiary. Get the picture?
Yeah, all except the part where she's carrying her dead husband's body around in her trunk.
She probably never had time to ditch it. Now, let's face it, Houston. I have the motive. I found the murder weapon in the trunk of her car, and I have got a body.
I don't believe it for a minute.
Are you through already?
Swam 100 laps already.
I'm just making sure that my gold medalist is staying in shape.
Ah, never fitter, Mr. McCormick.
Now, you haven't forgotten about brunch tomorrow.
No, looking forward to it.
It should be very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
She's tied. Nick Gifford?
That's right.
My name's Matt Houston. I'm a private investigator. I thought I might ask you a few questions about Bill Adams. Club manager said that you two were friends.
Yeah. Girls, you excuse me 1 second. I'll be right with you. Yeah, we lift weights together, work out sometimes. Why? What's the matter?
Well, he was found dead last night, murdered.
No. Well, why?
You know, the police think his wife, Dee Dee, killed him. Look, is there someplace we can talk?
Yeah. Let me put something on. I'll meet you by the clubhouse.
Thank you.
Guess I'm not surprised they suspect Dee Dee.
Are they having problems?
Marcus Allen play football.
Marital problems?
Marital problems caused by business problems. Bill thought Dee Dee was holding him back.
He told you that.
He didn't have to. One day he came out here all jazzed up about this mega-dollar sponsorship deal he was getting ready to sign. A couple days later, I asked him about it. He just shrugged the whole thing off. He said Dee Dee was dubious. I could tell he was burned up about it. He really wanted that contract.
Whatever happened to the good old win one for the Gipper, huh?
Hey, man, our careers are short. Oh, before we hit 30, you gotta cash in when you can, any way you can. Trying to do the same thing.
That's your gold mine?
Alistair McCormick, he's a sporting goods manufacturer. Now that I've won a couple of gold medals, it's just a matter of putting ink to one of his contracts and letting the money flow in.
Is McCormick, isn't he the one who sponsored the last tennis tournament that Bill Adams won?
That's right. He sponsors a lot of things.
So it seems.
Yeah.
Wouldn't happen to know if he was the one that was trying to sign Bill.
Bill wouldn't talk about it. He's afraid to jinx the deal. Afraid of bringing bad luck. The man who's talking to Gifford is the same man I scraped off my van last night. He's a private detective named Houston. He's supposedly hired by Mrs. William Adams. I'm worried, Mr. McCormick. Athletes like Adams are so visible. At least the others,
Unknown and marginally talented. And boring.
Don't you understand? It's more exciting this way. It adds to the sport.
And what about this Houston?
If you've done your job properly, we have nothing to worry about. And I trust you're in preparation for Mr. Gifford's tragic accident.
The staff has been told that they can have the day off.
And you're going to dispose of the body in a most ingenious way.
Houston has seen me, Mr. McCormick.
That, my friend, is your problem.
The whole thing is so stupid, really. And Bill wanted to sign every endorsement contract they stuck under his nose. I was just waiting for the right time for the best offer.
Alistair McCormick owned one of the companies, tried to sign Bill, right?
Yes. That is the crux of the entire argument. McCormick made Bill some token offer that was nowhere near the ones I'd already turned down. But Bill was so impatient. He wanted instant stardom, instant fame.
Houston, what are you getting at?
I'm not sure. It just seems like every time I turn around, McCormick's name pops up. I've got Uncle Roy working with Baby on it right now. You should see if you can postpone the arraignment.
I thought that Uncle Roy had been working for the last couple of nights on something for some old friends at the company.
He has been. Can't be any more tired than the rest of us.
Good timing. Just got my pulse away, too.
That's 121 faster than mine. Have you got anything for me?
Well, you're not going to like it. Baby must be as tuckered as you look.
Oh.
Belched up only the essentials on McCormick. Strictly PR stuff.
Alistair McCormick, son of a wealthy banking family, disinherited at the age of 17, made his own fortune by the age of 25, then he dropped out of sight.
Resurfaced 3 years later, picked up where he left off.
Now he owns the largest sporting goods empire in the world.
All of which tells us zip. Fortunately, I was with Roy when your call came in. I decided to put the old reliable human mind to work, and I accounted for those 3 mysterious years. His first stop, Africa. For a while, he was the toast of the safari circuit, and then he disappeared without explanation again, and turned into a soldier of fortune for several questionable and revolutionary causes.
Searching for the ultimate thrill, always coming up short.
Well, maybe not anymore. Who's this other fellow in the picture with him?
A guy named Ian Woodruff. He and McCormick met in Zimbabwe. Woodruff's worked for him ever since. Why?
Because he's the same man that I saw breaking into Dee Dee Adams' trunk. You better get a hold of Hoyt and let him in on this. Might be enough to get Dee Dee off. In the morning, I think I'll take a little drive out to the McCormick place. See what kind of game he's hunting these days.
$75,000 a year.
That's a lot of money just to endorse some swimming trunks.
Nonsense. You're a champion in your field. And I appreciate a good competitor. That's because I'm a good competitor.
Yeah, in the business world.
That carries over into my other interests. For instance, hunting. Have you ever been?
No, can't say that I have.
Exhilarating sport. It's man against nature. The trouble is, after a while, it gets to be routine, boring. So it wasn't too many days ago that I decided to seek out a new form of prey. Intelligent, highly competitive. Like you.
Yeah. You're insane, man. You can't get away with this.
Oh, yes, I can, Mr. Gifford. You see, unfortunately for you, your house is being burglarized at this very moment. And you'll be walking in on this trigger-happy felon. A tragic end to a very bright career.
You wouldn't, man. Let's talk about this, all right?
The hunt begins in 5 minutes, Mr. Gifford. I'd get moving if I were you. Heading for the trees. You'll have to cut them off. Ah, the persistent private eye. I think we've lost our prey. Nonsense. It's bound to pop out onto the road somewhere along here. Now from Mr. Houston. Hold it right here. You're not going to let it get away. I simply baited the trap. You know that Mr. Houston, he'll be a very challenging quarry. But he saw what happened. He'll call the police. He saw what happened, but not who. There's no way he could have seen our faces. The police can do nothing. Well, you think Houston will come back? I'm sure of it. When he does, I'll be ready for him.
I saw Mick Gifford shot down in cold blood.
And I saw Gifford's body in his own apartment. The place had been cleaned out. TV, stereo, everything. Homicide said he must have surprised the thief on his way out, and the thief gave him a bullet in the back as a going-away present.
Look, can't you see that he's doing the same thing again? He's just covering his tracks.
Off the record, Houston, I believe you. But you gotta give me proof.
You admit you never seen him.
It happened on the man's property. I mean, who else could it be?
Wait, just before McCormick quit the safari circuit, there were allegations made that he was no longer hunting conventional game.
Allegations means never proven. As you said, the man covers his tracks.
Look, 3 natives never came back from one of his hunts. On another hunt, a fellow hunter disappeared. Now, that is fact and not allegation.
We're not asking for nuclear warheads, Hoyt.
Just a little you scratch my back, I scratch yours. When the time comes, you'll get all the proof you need. Is it a deal?
Half a deal. My back ain't itching yet.
It will be. That'll cost you a stroke.
Mr. Houston, isn't it? Haven't you got anything better to do than to find rule violators of the PGA?
Well, I promise not to tell. See, I'm looking for a killer, one with an extreme dislike for athletes.
Ah, you're referring to that tennis star. What's his name? Adams.
He was the first. Mick Gifford was the second. You remember him. He was going to endorse some of your products.
Heard about him on the radio. Tragic. We live in violent times.
Murderous.
Hurling accusations, Mr. Houston? Is that why the tennis star's wife hired you? To put the blame on someone else other than her?
The police have released her. She hired me to find the killer. I believe I have.
Yeah, good for you.
Hell of a recovery. A 2-putt from there and you win.
I took a penalty in the rough. Afraid I'll have to hold this out to win.
I'm going to prove that you killed Bill Adams and Mick Gifford. When I do, I'm going to hunt you down the same way you hunted them down.
As misguided as you are, I like your style, Mr. Houston. I've got a few intimate friends that are stopping by at 6 for cocktails. Dinner jackets requested. I'd like for you to be there. Maybe I can convince you that you're on the wrong track.
Not very private for such a delicate matter.
I'll give you time. Promise.
I'll see you at 6. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. How do you guys read me now?
Loud and clear. But I'm going to hate myself in the morning for this.
No, in the morning you are going to present to your superiors a tape upon which Alistair McCormick will have confessed to the murders of Bill Adams and Mick Gifford. He'll be their star detective.
Not if McCormick becomes a triple murderer while I'm sitting here in my car.
Oh, you worry too much.
You'd worry if I didn't.
Watch your P's and Q's, Matlock. Make sure the host doesn't try to serve you for hors d'oeuvres.
So, what happened to all your intimate friends?
Well, it appears that I have my signals crossed. They won't be here until tomorrow. At least it gives us time to discuss that delicate subject which you insist on pursuing. Namely, accusing me of murder. Shall we begin with a parry or a thrust?
It's not a game.
Life is a game, Mr. Houston. A game with very few winners like you and like me.
I don't believe we're in the same league.
No, perhaps not. I have a greater passion for power. The ability to be able to give and to take.
As in human life?
Taking of a human life is the ultimate assertion of power.
Sounds to me a lot more like cold-blooded murder.
Darwin calls it survival of the fittest.
This man's a raving lunatic.
If that keeps him talking, we got all we need to prove it.
Fittest being superior athletes that you lure up here by telling them that they can endorse your products?
Apparently, you're not going to be satisfied until I admit to having stalked and killed Mr. Adams and Mr. Gifford. Now, are you?
That's for my ears only.
It is now.
It's dead. It's gone dead.
Let's get up there.
You already know the answer to your question, but you can't prove it. Yes. I killed Mr. Adams and Mr. Gifford, and a few others that you need not know about. And now that I've told you, what makes you so certain that I won't kill you?
Even though you took that bug off of me, my Uncle Roy and a police officer have been listening to everything that you've said. They should be here any minute.
You're right about that. As you can see, I've already dealt with that. The first rule of the game, Mr. Houston, is to know your opponent. The second rule, never to eat what your host doesn't. It's a specialty of the house. Guaranteed to give you a full night's sleep, which you'll need. The first thing in the morning, you and I are going to get to play my favorite game. Pleasant dreams, Mr. Houston. All right, rise and shine. I suggest you put these clothes on. I imagine the ones you're wearing are going to be a little encumbering.
What did you do with Hoyt and my uncle?
Oh, he is taking good care of them.
Why don't you just let them go and you can do what you want to with me?
I can do what I want with you right now. 10 minutes. Is that enough of a head start?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you came here looking for a killer.
I found one.
Unless you escaped from here, you'll never get a chance to prove it to anyone. Just to show you the kind of a sport I am, I'll even give you this. If you can get off this property alive, I'll confess to all the killings. I'll even let your uncle and the lieutenant go free.
What if I don't make it?
Well, then, I'll add you to my trophy collection, and I'll place both of them on either side of you. I hope you haven't lost those moves that won you the Heisman. It'd be a shame to make this a quick kill.
Don't believe me, I won't disappoint you.
Oh, good. Good boy.
My head feels like it's in a vice.
It's a kind of a knockout gas, Michael. We used it on some Peruvian anarchists back in the 60s. Has the same effect.
Good, you're awake.
You should have killed us while you had the chance.
Well, you're not in a very menacing position, are you?
What are you planning on doing with us now?
Depends on how your nephew fares with Mr. McCormick. It seems the hunt has just begun.
making it too easy for me, Houston? Touche, Mr. Houston. Houston, get away. We have to leave.
What about the others in the cellar?
I'm afraid there's no sporting chance for them. You better pack.
My nephew? He was better than I thought. He eluded me.
No point in killing us. He'll be back with the police.
I have no intention of killing you. At least not yet. You two will be my insurance to get out of the country.
Too late.
You all right? Sure. How about you? Well, I think I'll make it.
Thanks, Houston.
Are you sure it's gonna be okay?
Relax. Houston won't mind. The man is always saying to me, Murray, what's mine is yours.
Oh, that's awfully big of him.
Hey, he's a big-hearted guy.
Okay. You get the towels. I'll test the water.
You know, Murray, I thought we had an arrangement. I mean, I was supposed to help you with your friend, and you were supposed to help me with all the IRS paperwork.
Yeah, I know, but can't I wait a couple of hours? Please, big guy, have a heart.
Oh, I do. I do. Remember, I'm a big-hearted guy. So I figured while you're taking care of the paperwork, I'll entertain your friend.
But,
My baby! Where's my baby?
I feel like a kid when I wear my kibbies.
Terrific. Cut. Print. That's great, Cassie. Great. Now listen, I want to do it just one more time, all right? Now this time, when you say the line about the jeans, just lower your eyes a little, cock your head a little bit to the right, just like that. That's great. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Once more. Okay, you ready, Cassie?
Okay.
Roll camera. Action. Cassie, what are you doing?
Johnny? Johnny!
Cassie? Hey, Cassie!
Johnny! Johnny! Wait! Wait! That's my son! Wait a minute! Wait! Wait! That's my son! Oh my God. Wait, please, no! No, lady, open the door! Hey, wait! No, please! That's my son! A year ago, my son was kidnapped. It happened in New York. That's where I live. There was no ransom note, nothing. He was just gone. Stolen.
Tell me what happened this morning.
I saw him in the park.
You sure it was him?
Of course, I'm sure. I dream about him every night. In New York, a part of me is always looking for him, but I never expected to see Johnny here. I flew in last night. I had to be on location this morning at 6 o'clock. We were filming a commercial in the park. And I looked up and I saw him. I started to run, but the woman, she put him in the car and drove away.
What kind of car?
I don't remember.
Tell me about the woman. Do you remember what she looked like?
Mr. Houston, I don't remember. I didn't see anything but Johnny. Why didn't I notice? I am so stupid. Why didn't I notice?
No. All right, just take it easy, huh? That's natural. Don't be so hard on yourself.
I'm sorry. I don't cry like this all the time. This last year has been a nightmare. Johnny is the only family I have in the whole world.
Is there a father?
No. Yes. Of course, there's a father. But he never really cared. I got married when I was very young. And it was a big mistake. But Johnny wasn't. Please, Mr. Houston, help me.
You know, it's possible that wasn't Johnny that you saw in the park this morning. It could have been a little boy boy that looked an awful lot like him.
I know. But one way or another, I have to find out.
Look, I'll tell you what. Why don't you wash your face, pull yourself together, and we'll take a ride to the park, huh? Where was it that you saw Johnny first?
Right in there. Excuse me. Were you in the park this morning? Please, it's very important. Were you here this morning?
Parque es bonito. Buen sitio para pasar un grato. Mi nombre es Matt Houston. ¿Y usted?
María Elena.
¿Habla usted inglés?
Muy poquito.
Maria, were you in the park this morning?
Sí.
Do you remember seeing this lady in the park this morning?
Oh, sí, claro que la vi. Estaba corriendo detrás de la señora Amsterdam, que vino al parque con su hijito de 2 años. Ella lo quiere mucho a él. Todas las madres quieren a sus hijitos mucho, como yo quiero a los míos. Tengo 8 hijos y 19 nietos.
What'd she say?
A very interesting thing. She's got 8 children, 19 grandchildren, and a touch of the gout. The woman you were chasing in the park this morning's name's Amsterdam. Mrs. Robert Amsterdam. Seems to think that she's a very caring mother to her son, Mark.
Hi, honey, I'm home. Hey, Slugger. What are you
Robert?
doing? Yeah, hon.
Robert. I tried to call you.
I was away from the office all day.
Something awful happened this morning.
What was that?
Mark and I were leaving the park, and this girl came running up to the car, and she started pounding on the window.
Well, what'd she want?
I don't know. She just kept saying, "That's my son, that's my son."
Mark?
She looked desperate. I just drove away.
Well, I'm sure there's just some kind of mistake.
Oh, my God. That's her. She's coming here.
Okay, look, I'll tell you what you do. You take Mark upstairs
Please?
and stay there.
Okay.
Now, whoever she is, I'll handle it. Go ahead, honey.
I'm so nervous.
Don't worry about it. Just relax. Let me handle it. Mr. Amsterdam, my name's Matt Houston. I'm a private investigator. This is my client, Cassie Stanley. I wondered if we might talk to you for a moment.
What about?
Well, it might be nothing, but we're trying to identify somebody that my client saw in the park this morning. Thought maybe you could help us. Believe me, it'll only take a minute.
All right, please, come on in.
Thank you.
Just go right inside. Can I fix you a drink? I just got home from the office. I could use one myself.
No, thanks. I'm fine.
This is Johnny.
Oh, no, that's my son, Mark.
Cassie, let me handle this.
This is Johnny. I know it. Where is he?
My son is with my wife. Look, I don't understand what's going on here.
This boy is not your son.
Well, that's quite an accusation, young lady. I hope you have something to back it up.
It's what she thinks she saw, Mr. Amsterdam. Now, this morning in the park, Cassie saw your wife and your son. The boy looks an awful lot like her own son that was kidnapped a year ago.
Kidnapped? Mr. Houston, I have a birth certificate. I've got photos from the hospital. I mean, not that I have to prove anything. Miss Stanley, I'm truly sorry, but this is obviously a case of painful coincidence.
Can I just see him for a minute, please?
No, I don't think. Enough is enough. Mr. Houston, would you take Miss Stanley?
Not until you let me see him.
I'm gonna have to call the police.
Cassie, thank you very much.
Listen, I don't
Cassie,
care what...
let me handle it. It's gonna be fine. Come on.
Bradley Denholm, attorney at law.
Bradley Denholm, please.
I'm sorry, sir. He's in conference.
She's so beautiful, Mr. Denham. She's perfect.
Well, that's Jennifer. I think I've given you most of the information. Terribly sad, of course. Parents killed in a car crash. Grandmother in ill health. And incidentally, she's as anxious to conclude these arrangements as you are. I told you, no calls, Tina. If you want to sign this agreement, then we can get started. Paperwork on the adoption should be finished tomorrow, in which case you can be on the plane home the next day with your new daughter.
Mr. Denholm?
Not now, Tina. Sign on the bottom there by the X.
Thank you so much.
Not at all, Mrs. Richards. I consider it an honor to play some small part in creating new lives for these poor, unfortunate children. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're a real humanitarian, Bradley.
I'm glad you can appreciate that fact, Jake. Go on in. I'll be with the two of you in just a minute. Tina, when I say no calls, it also means do not stick your pretty little head in the door. Do you understand that?
I'm sorry, but Robert Amsterdam's on the phone. He seems awfully upset. He said it was urgent. He's been waiting all this time.
Take it in my office.
Camera work's getting pretty good, huh?
Good enough to make the sale.
Mr. Amsterdam?
Denholm? Listen, I just had a girl and a private investigator named Matt Houston barge into my house. She claims to be the mother of my child. Now, I want to know what the hell's going on here.
Mr. Amsterdam, that's impossible. As I told you when you adopted Mark, his mother was killed in a car crash.
Then who is this woman and why does she claim to be the mother of my child? I mean, I'm upset. My wife is upset.
Understandably, but it's obviously a mistake. When she finds that out, I don't think she'll bother you again.
Well, if she does, believe me, you're going to hear from me.
You got a problem?
No, Jake. You've got a problem.
Not bad.
What is a four-letter word for sartorial splendor?
Envy. What's the matter, Uncle Roy? Can't stand the competition?
On the contrary, I'm happy to see that I'm finally having some influence on you.
Well, you won't mind if I borrow this then, huh?
Well, what's the occasion?
I'm gonna take Cassie out for a nice, quiet dinner. Did you come up with anything?
Yes. The Amsterdams were easy. They're society page regulars. He's a stockbroker. She's been involved with charities, mostly for children. They're respectable, well-liked people.
But on the other hand, Cassie may be given to imagining things.
Are you trying to tell me that she imagined this whole thing? That she imagined having the baby?
No, she had the baby all right. New York Doctors Hospital, August 28, 1982, and he was kidnapped July 2nd, 1983.
Houston, since then, she's been to the police and claims that she has seen her son on 17 different occasions.
At first, the police ran down every lead, and then after a while, they just stopped listening. I don't see how you can help her, Matlock.
I can take her to dinner. I can listen.
tell you. You understand? Because if you don't, little brat's gonna be dead tomorrow. Understand? All right. Now, don't make a sound. Not a sound. I want you to put these in your mouth. Shut up! Now swallow. 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 Nobody's gonna care, some flaky little actress OD'd.
Are you all right?
If he's in here, I can't find him.
Well, he might not have a record. Or you might not have gotten that good a look at him.
Wait, I didn't imagine this.
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying that we don't have that much to go on. You know, just last year there were over 500 of these cases. It only takes a minute for a baby to be carried away. And every day that goes by, that kid changes, which makes it harder and harder to identify them.
Cassie can identify her son. He's got an unusual birthmark on his back.
So you said. But before we can go back to the Amsterdams, we've got to be able to prove that that is her son.
CJ's got baby working on it right now, not checking hospital records.
How's Cassie doing?
She's sleeping. They changed her room at the hotel, put a guard on the door. Took a while to calm her down.
I know how she feels. It's nothing like the pain of a child being missing. I've been there, I know. You die a little bit more every minute they're gone. I was lucky I got my little girl back.
Yeah, well, Cassie's not so lucky. The man that attacked her told her that if she didn't do what he said, he was going to kill her son.
I'll do everything again. I'm with you on this one, Houston.
Thank you, Mike. I've got a feeling we're running out of time. Come on.
Right?
It's so peaceful out here.
How you feeling?
I'm not sure. Last night seems like a bad dream, but I guess that's just wishful thinking. Because this morning I woke up and I had a dull pain in my heart.
You know, that's natural. You've been through an awful lot.
You're a very kind man. I know that sounds silly, but it's true. You know, last night when that man was trying to shove those pills down my throat, I tried it once. Right after Johnny was kidnapped. I took a bunch of pills. See, I thought it was my fault. If I'd only watched him.
It was not your fault.
Afterwards, I knew I couldn't live with that guilt. I had to be there for Johnny if.
When he comes back, huh?
Yes. When. Thank you.
Perfect timing. I just finished going over the hospital records on the Amsterdam baby. He was born August 28th, 1982.
Mother and son pronounced healthy and left the hospital 2 days later.
Normal development till the age of 11 months. After that, there is no more record.
Why?
Because they changed pediatricians. It happens all the time.
Yeah, but attempted murder doesn't. Now, somebody got very scared when Cassie claimed that the Amsterdam's child was Johnny. If that's true, what happened to the Amsterdam's child?
Good question. I'll put Baby back to work on it and see what we can dig up.
First thing in the morning, I think I'll try going directly to the source.
Okay, sweetheart. Let's dry the feet up.
Mrs. Amsterdam!
What do you want?
Please, please, I just want to talk to you for a minute.
About what?
About mothers. A very special kind of love that they have for their children. I can see that you love your son.
Of course I do.
Let me tell you a little story about another mother, very much like you, loved her son very much, till her boy was taken away from her, stolen.
Why are you telling me this?
Because her boy is about the same age as Mark. Same blonde hair, blue eyes.
I don't want to hear about this.
You know I'm right.
No. I love my son.
And that's why you can understand the pain and the anguish she must be going through of having her baby taken away from her. Please, if you feel like talking, just give me a call, all right? You can help me stop it, so it doesn't happen again, so other mothers don't have to go through the same thing that Cassie's going through and what you're going through.
Ice cream, Jennifer? Okay. Now let's see what else we need. Oh, yeah, soup.
I don't like it, Denham.
What's not to like? This South American couple is willing to pay any amount of money for a nice little boy. And their contact is coming tomorrow.
This whole thing is about to blow up in our faces.
Yes, thanks to the job you neglected to finish on the Stanley girl last night.
Well, it wasn't my fault. Everything was going fine until that P.I. Houston showed up.
And saw you, which is all the more reason to get the Amsterdam boy. We ship him south tomorrow. Houston has nothing to work with, and we get out of town with enough money to live the rest of our lives.
The Amsterdams are going to scream their head off.
Not if they can't. Now, you take care of it, Jake.
Jennifer? Jennifer? Where's my baby?
Houston Investigations.
Matt Houston, please. This is Sheila Amsterdam calling.
Houston, Sheila Amsterdam, line 3.
Mrs. Amsterdam?
Could you come over here, please? I'd like to talk to you about my son. About Mark.
Of course, I'll be right there.
What are you doing?
Thank you, Mr. Houston. Goodbye.
Sheila, what have you done?
Robert, now we can't live this lie anymore. We can't pretend our son didn't die.
But, Mark's our son.
No. As much as we love him, he doesn't really belong to us.
His. We adopted him.
It was a phony adoption, Robert. Robert, I think that girl is his mother, his real mother. And she deserves to have her son with her.
What's going on? What are you doing?
Don't be a hero.
Got the baby?
Listen, kid.
Robert! God.
Mrs. Amsterdam is in a coma. Paramedics got her vital signs patched through to the hospital. She got a 50-50 chance.
CJ just told me that you saw Johnny.
I saw a small boy.
Well, is he all right?
He's fine, but we still can't prove that it's Johnny. Now, the hospital records show that the Amsterdams had a baby boy.
They also show that he died of crib death at 11 months.
What?
It's a copy of the death certificate. I did some checking, Houston, and found that filed under Sheila Amsterdam's maiden name.
The Amsterdam's child died. They must have adopted another.
Who just happened to be Cassie's kidnapped son. Those poor people. Paid a terrible price.
Amsterdams are not the kind of people that would deal directly with the kidnapper, and there's got to be somebody else involved.
I get the feeling that you have an idea who that might be.
I don't. I just have an idea how to find out who it is. And the place to start is with the Amsterdam's financial records. Found it.
Found what?
Name of Amsterdam CPA.
Did you get me out of bed just to tell me that?
Illegal adoptions cost a whole bunch of money. I want to find out who the middleman is, who Robert Amsterdam paid a large sum of money to around the time of the adoption.
Logical. But it seems to me that kind of information would be confidential.
Logical.
I'll change.
Something dark would be appropriate.
Logical.
Why don't you hold the flashlight? I'll get the lock.
Better if you hold it like I picked the lock.
No, I can get the lock.
I'm older.
What's it got to do with it?
Experience. I picked more locks than you picked. Faster.
Yeah, I'm fast too.
If you're so fast, how come we're not in there yet?
Could have done that.
Could take all night to find that Amsterdam file. Why don't you start here? I'll start over there.
I'll start down here with the A's. As in Amsterdam.
I could have done that.
money.
Payable to Bradley Denholm, attorney at law.
Who are you? Dave Houston. I want to talk to you about adopting a child.
I do very few adoption cases.
How'd you get in here, anyway? I walked. Your secretary seems to have a fascination with the coffee machine. Now, these few adoptions that you do, tell me something. Where do you get the kids?
From poor unwed mothers anxious to find excellent parents for their babies without burdensome paperwork.
Black market babies.
Is there a point to this?
I want a kid, Denholm.
Somehow I don't think you qualify as an excellent parent.
Somehow I don't think you're qualified to make that decision. Now, I want a kid. This kid.
I've never seen him before.
Oh, not only have you seen him, you stole him from his natural mother. Then you arranged the adoption by the Amsterdams. I've got the records to prove it. I also happen to know that you ordered them killed. I may not be able to prove that, but you'd be surprised what you'll confess to by the time I get finished with you.
Get out.
In a minute. Just as long as you understand our deal. Now, you get me that boy within 24 hours, and I'll leave you alone. If you don't, you're a dead man.
How'd it go?
I gave a virtuoso performance. I think you bought every word of it. Are you going to be all right in here? This may take a while.
Patience is a wonderful virtue. I spent 3 days in a van half this big in Dubrovnik in '59. Builds character.
He had muscle cramps. Now, I'm going to go back to the office.
An item I vigil. Sooner or later, Denholm will lead us to Cassie's boy.
Houston, line 2.
Matt Houston.
I've been considering your request in regards to the child. You're a very persuasive man, Mr. Houston.
So get to the point.
There's a construction site at 34th and Edison. You'll see a trailer. Meet me in 20 minutes and come alone or you won't get the child.
I'll be there.
I hope this is good news.
He wants me to meet him at a construction site, 34th and Edison.
I know the project. Abandoned and condemned. It's a setup, boy. Take me with you.
And I want you to stay put, right where you are. Now, if Denholm thinks that I'm out of the way, he might make a move on his own, lead you to Cassie's son.
Or maybe not. I can't just sit here.
Patience is a virtue. Builds character.
And muscle cramps. Be careful.
Mr. Denholm, Jake's on the line.
Houston's dead.
Good. You'll meet me at the house on the canal as soon as you can.
Be in Venice in half an hour.
Then you can take me with you.
I figured you'd need help.
I can handle it from here. Get on back to the house before the kids wake up. I'll take care of him and meet you up there. Pussycat. Finally run out of lives.
Thanks, kids. Believe you just saved my life.
I'm so sorry. I didn't see you. I'll get my car started.
Are you sure you're all right, Houston?
I'm fine. The bullet just grazed me.
All right. Hold on a second. Uncle Roy?
Bad news. I lost Denholm. Tell Matt.
Roy, why don't you tell him yourself? He's on the other line. I'll patch you through.
What do you mean lost him? How?
Same way I lost Karpov in Prague, December of '51.
Tell me about it later, Uncle Roy. Now, I've convinced Denholm's henchmen to give me the address of the house where they're holding Cassie's boy. It's 232 Sandy Beach Road, Venice.
I'm on my way. What'd you do with the henchman?
He's in good hands. Did you check the house?
Reinforcements are on the way.
The kids are fine. We didn't touch them. See for yourself.
Landing gear up. Over there. bet. Pretty good.
I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to thank you enough. Or repay you.
I think you just have.
I'm glad to see this turned out better than my run-in with Karpov in Prague.
Speaking of which, I think it's about time you explained to me how a seasoned professional, I mean a man like yourself, could possibly let the man you're tailing get away from you before he ever got out of the parking lot.
Don't start with me, Matlock. Hoyt tells me you were rescued by a trio of 10-year-olds on bicycle.
Well, I had the situation under control.
So did I.
Besides, there were at least 12. You know, we make a hell of a team.
I'm glad you think so. Because I've been meaning to talk to you about a raise.
follow him up that hill. Keep a light on him!
That was not even our man. Hey, you moved in too soon. You didn't listen to a thing that I said, and now he's gone.
You said he worked alone.
I told you that he worked alone in the past. I also told you that he was unpredictable.
Look, I don't have time to argue with you. He's still got the boy.
He's gonna give the boy back. He fancies himself a man of his word.
I thought he was unpredictable. Look, Houston, we're the FBI, not a bunch of Keystone cops. You hear about this case on television, come up here from L.A., telling us that a small-time kidnapper is some nightmare man who kidnapped and terrorized you when you were a little boy in Texas some 20 years ago.
It's him.
Drayton, there's blood. We must have wounded him.
He said he'd be back. Just like a bad dream. Now, look, I have played this whole thing just the way you wanted me to, right by the book. And now he's gone.
So maybe we'll play it your way the next time.
Yeah, well, maybe there won't be a next time, see? I have waited for this for 20 years.
Well, where's he gonna go? Where's he been all these years?
Exactly where he's wanted to be. Freeze the bird.
He saw me. Tried to catch me. But I got away.
You let them back here?
No, sir, I lost them.
You screwed up, Billy.
I didn't. I got the money. It's just that they were hiding, waiting for me. There were bright lights. Then I got hit.
You hurt bad? You'll be all right. It's just a flesh wound. We'll be leaving now.
What about him up there?
Don't worry about him. He won't be doing any talking. Believe you me.
This was the scene earlier today at a cabin near Silverdale, Oregon, where young kidnap victim Patrick Denton was reunited with his parents after the kidnapper phoned to reveal where the boy was being kept. Carrying $100,000 in ransom, the kidnapper and his wounded accomplice are still at large, despite a statewide manhunt. The Denton boy, who's being held in Portland General Hospital for observation, has been unable or unwilling to describe his two captors. Special Agent Ann Strayton, who is heading up the FBI investigation, has made no official statement and refuses to disclose what progress the FBI has made to date. There seems very little hope that an arrest will be made soon.
The doctor said it would be okay. In fact, he said it might help to have you talk to him.
All we can do is hope.
Well, my boy hasn't said more than 5 words since we got him back. He's not bruised or anything. He hasn't been beaten up or physically hurt in any way. They just scared him.
I know. Man who kidnapped me locked me in a closet. Every so often, they take me out of the closet, put me into a room, terrorize me with a gun full of blanks. Each time, he said he was going to kill me. My God. When they finally found me, I couldn't look at anybody in the eye. I couldn't talk to them. I couldn't tell them what had happened to me.
God's name would anybody want to torment a little boy?
I wondered the same thing when Matlock was kidnapped. Just a little boy. So helpless to this kind of thing. My brother Bill paid $50,000 ransom.
I'd just like to find the monster who's responsible for this. Make him pay.
So does my nephew.
Patrick, the man who kidnapped you kidnapped me a long time ago. I think I know what it is you're going through.
Nobody knows.
What did he look like?
I don't know.
He called himself the Nightmare Man? What about the other man, the younger man? What did he look like? Did they say where they might go? I mean, did they call each other by names? Patrick, I want to catch him. I want to catch him so he'll never do this to anyone again. And I've got to have your help.
I can't. He told me.
I know. I know. He told you that if you said anything, he would come back. Well, he won't. You're safe now.
I'm not.
Patrick. I'm going to catch him, Patrick. I need your help. You're the only one that can help me.
I can't. I can't.
Still bleeding?
I'll be all right.
Bleed much more, you'll be dead. Come on. Let's go.
Patrick, this is a sketch that the Texas police made of the man who kidnapped me. Look anything like the man who kidnapped you?
I'm sorry, Mr. Houston.
No need to apologize. He's too scared to talk. Still hasn't said a word.
Takes time.
Yeah. The Nightmare Man's gonna be long gone again.
Mr. Houston, I want you to know how much I appreciate you coming up here to Portland and at least trying.
I haven't given up yet, friend.
It hurts you to remember, doesn't it? My nephew knows. The last thing in the world he would want to do would be to hurt you any more than you've already been hurt. Matlock had to think about this Nightmare Man all his life because nobody ever caught him. That's one of the reasons he wanted to become a private detective. Why he cares for things that some people don't give a second thought to. Like you. About what you have to live with.
Patrick.
He's drawing a beard. He's drawn a beard. Patrick. God bless you, Patrick. We're gonna catch him. You and me, we are going to catch him.
At least now we know what we're looking for. I got these in statewide distribution. The accomplice will be needing medical attention. With luck, maybe a doctor, a hospital.
Whoa. Sheriff's been looking all over for you guys. Highway patrol report. Somebody shot a salesman on 85 and stole his car. The guy's lucky he's still alive.
Bearded gunman, the bleeding accomplice?
Highway 85, that's about 100 miles east of here. Open country.
We'll be looking for a town.
Yeah, Marysville. It's small, isolated, and it's got a 24-hour emergency room.
No, I've never been caught. Just a little bit too crafty. Never do or say exactly the same thing twice. Just keep moving. Don't get greedy. I only take what I need. Nothing more. He looks dead.
The anesthetic will wear off in an hour. You really shouldn't move him.
1 Charlie 5, Bishop to King 5. Copy?
What's that?
They're not calling us. We're on a network. One of the clinics calls in to play chess with a dispatcher. In control.
Get on the floor like him.
No response from inside. We have an emergency code. No response means...
Yeah, I know. It means he's in there.
Let me call for some backup.
Look, I haven't got that much time. Now, we played it your way last time. You remember?
Listen, Houston...
Agent Straighton, my nephew is going in there. Now, it's simply a matter of whether you're going to help us or watch us.
Stay with the kid. Is that your car?
Yeah, here. Go.
Roy, I want you to get a hold of the highway patrol. See what you can get out of the kid inside. Bad luck. Yeah, I know. I'll call you when I get a chance. war's over.
Who are you?
Former victim. Name's Houston. You remember me?
The kid who wouldn't cry. I scared the hell out of you. But you wouldn't cry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I wouldn't if I were you. My name is Matt Houston. I'm a private investigator. My wallet is in my left-hand pocket. This man's wanted by the FBI.
He's crazy! He forced me in here. He was going to rob me and kill me.
He's lying!
Don't move! Lose the gun!
The man is wanted for kidnapping. Look, just check, please.
We'll settle this outside. Lose the gun! Single file. Towards the door. Slowly.
Sergeant up there. The way you were carrying on, they were ready to lock you up and throw the key away.
First, a rookie cop lets him escape. Then I lose a whole day traveling back from Portland. Hoyt, I had him, and they let him get away.
It was an honest mistake, Houston.
An honest mistake? So what if he kills somebody else? What if he kidnaps another child? Is it going to still be an honest mistake?
Listen, buddy, I am on your side. We're all on your side.
Well, just the same, I mean, the kind of help I've been getting here lately, I'd just soon be on my own.
Hey! You can lose the martyr routine, my friend, because it just doesn't work. It doesn't work with me, it doesn't work with Roy, or any of the people who are trying to help you. Houston, we know what you went through.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You have got no idea what it is I went through, or you would know why it is so important that I do not let this man get away this time.
Houston, your nightmare man's accomplice is here in L.A. The FBI flew him in yesterday. Seems like he's implicated himself in 20 murders in Southern California alone.
Me and Bart, we did a lot of killing the last couple of years.
What did you do with the bodies?
Different things. It all depended
On what?
on how Bart felt about them. He mostly buried the ones he liked.
Yesterday, Billy took us on a tour through Angeles Park. Gave us what he said was the precise location of 7 unsolved murders. Described a dozen more around the state. We didn't find anything.
Why'd you kill all those people, Billy?
Lots of reasons. Money, food, cars, clothes, whatever.
Kid's lying through his teeth. We have no proof that Bartholomew or he murdered anyone. Billy Boy just wants to look important.
Sometimes I'd kill him for no reason at all. Just to do it. Bart didn't like it when I didn't have a reason. He whipped me good. Bart always has a reason.
Bart. That's your nightmare man, Matlock. Just Bartholomew, no last name.
Where do you suppose this Billy linked up with him?
Don't know. His last name is Collins. Or so he says.
CJ's running a check. He has no public record under that name.
Whose idea was it to kidnap Patrick Denton?
Bart's idea. We needed to raise some money for our dog ranch. Bart let me help, though.
He also left you behind, Billy. Bart left you behind to take all the blame.
All right, this is the part we're waiting for.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about someone you trusted, who's just left you in the lurch.
He didn't leave me in no lurch.
Then where is he, Billy?
He's right here in L.A., waiting for me to get out. We agreed to meet at this place if we got split up somehow. The Cape Cod Inn, room 15. 15 is Bart's lucky number.
Not anymore.
Police, open up!
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Lying.
Protecting Bartholomew. Why?
That's what I'm going to find out. And this time, I'm going to be the one that's asking the questions.
No, you're not. I just received word that Billy's been transferred to a psychiatric facility. A couple of lawyers showed up with a court order right after we left the hospital.
Let me guess. We violated his constitutional rights?
They say Billy's mentally ill and incapable of understanding the consequences of any confessions.
Come on, Billy knows exactly what he's doing. And he is the only one that knows where Bartholomew is. Now, he's just playing games with us.
Maybe. But it doesn't matter. They'll never allow us to get close to that kid again.
Billy Collins' real name is William Arthur Nelson, Jr. He was last seen 11 years ago, just before he was kidnapped. The ransom was $30,000. His parents took a calculated risk, Houston. They stalled, hoping that the police would catch the kidnapper.
Bartholomew.
He said that if he didn't get the money, Billy's parents would never see their son again.
He kept his word. They never did. And an innocent young boy who was slowly turned into an animal.
We think your nightmare man's been blazing a trail of terror across this country since before he kidnapped you, Houston. Assaults, robbery, stealing cars, rolling drifters. Who knows how many homicides?
And at least 3 kidnappings. And Billy is the only link that we have to put an end to all of it.
Well, both his parents are dead. He has no other family.
Except Bartholomew. Now, do we know what psychiatric facility they're holding Billy in?
Meadow Oaks, a respectable facility, so I heard.
Look, Houston, I mean, even if you could get in to see him, Billy's not going to tell you where Bartholomew is. He worships a man.
He may not tell me where he is, but he could possibly lead me to him.
You try to break that kid out of Meadow Oaks, you'll have every FBI agency in the country on your tail.
Then just tell me how hard it would be to get in to see him.
With the courts involved, you'd have to be committed.
No, 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 no! All right! Hold it. I promise. I'll go quietly. I promise.
All right. Come on.
All right. Thank you. So I lied.
Will you tell me where the men's bathroom is? New patient?
Yeah. Houston, Matlock, manic depressive. Dr. Becker admitted him.
Nurse. Better take him to the siesta wing. Sweet dreams.
They drug everything around here. The water, the coffee, the gelatin, the beans. What are you in here for?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Yeah, well, I'm just in here for a tune-up myself. Every now and then I kind of fritz out, you know. My wife checks me in here.
It's not so bad. It's kind of like a vacation.
How long have I been in here?
Oh, a couple of days from what I know. They always try to stabilize you for the first 36 hours. Sleep therapy, they call it. See that guy over there? That's the professor. He's a bona fide genius. Particle physics, I think.
What's he doing in here?
Oh, some kind of short circuit. He's terrified of being touched. It sends him into a rage. He's afraid that if he comes in contact with another human being, he'll explode. They use the coffee for shock therapy.
Right.
We got a murderer upstairs.
A new patient?
He came in just before you. They're treating him like some kind of celebrity. I mean, he's got Ward C all to himself.
What do you have to do to get into this Ward C?
From here? Well, you have to be sick or hurt. It's the infirmary.
So, how's it going, Professor?
What are you staring at? Get out of my face. Bartholomew sent me to get you out of here.
Make one sound and I'm gonna break your neck.
Let's kill him.
I want every available man out there looking for him.
Sir, one of them is on our side.
Wrong. He's guilty of aiding and abetting, Lieutenant. I just hope we don't find out this was some kind of a conspiracy.
Cassidy, the memory of this man has haunted Houston all his life.
Commander, he couldn't think of another way to get to him.
Well, then he should have tried harder. The boy's to be considered armed and extremely dangerous. And if Houston gets in the way,
Thank you. Hell of a place to stop. Yeah.
Bart would have killed him and took the car.
Yeah, well, I'm not Bart.
But you gotta be careful. They're looking for us. I'm important.
I'm probably on the 10 most wanted list.
Right. Look, how much further we got to go?
We're close. Come on. Think Bart would be surprised to see us so soon?
Oh, I bet you he will.
Me and Bart hid out in here 3 days once. It's okay. They'll never look here. We even hid stuff just in case. We've hid stuff lots of places. Hey, that's mine.
I thought you told me this was close to where Bartholomew is.
It was. We passed it. Bartholomew always taught me to go past where you want to go. But people think you're going to keep going. They never expect you to go back the way you came. We'll go back in the morning. You don't seem like anyone Bart would know.
Well, I'll tell you, old Bart and I go back a long way.
This is it. This is our dog ranch. Bart's and mine. It's all ours. He must be inside. Yo, Bart! He said he knew you, that you sent him to fetch me.
Why would I want to fetch you?
Now, lose the gun. Real slow. That's it. Come on now. Huh?
Circles. This is how I started, too. With a revenge killing. And then it got easier and easier. With the jawbone of an ass, I've slain 1,000 men.
Now you just terrorize little boys.
Like you. I'm not afraid to die. I created you in my own image.
It's time, little Madeline. I hope we didn't startle you. I just wanted to say thanks.
I didn't think you'd mind.
No. I mean, not at all. I was just looking at some papers. And, I don't know. I must have dozed off, I guess.
What you've done, Mr. Houston, I can't thank you enough.
How's the boy doing?
Coming along fine. He doesn't talk a whole lot yet, but that'll come in time.
Hey, buddy. You know, I told you I'd get him. And that he wouldn't come back.
He comes back. My dreams.
I know. But he won't always come back. Could you hand me that lighter? I was thinking about doing the same thing myself.